I'm just so excited that we're here. Welcome to Deeper Than Derm. My name is Aisha Patrick. For anyone who does not know who I am the creator of Sisters with Psoriasis. Just a little bit about me because I want to just dive into who our guest is this evening. But I have lived with psoriatic disease for my entire life, and very mild coming up, but once I got older, hit 40, top of COVID, I experienced the worst flare up in my entire life. I had multiple types of psoriasis all at once, and it was like my body went into a tailspin. And long story short, I was like trying to find others who were experiencing what I experienced. I see that it was not a lot of like information or just group connections with women of color specifically living with psoriatic disease. So I said, hey, I'm going to create my own. And that's what I did. And Sisters with Psoriasis was born. So thank you so much for being here. And just really briefly about Deeper Than Derm. So many of you who live with chronic conditions know that it is so much deeper than the skin. It's more than skin deep. There's so many things that contribute to what we might be experiencing. So the purpose behind Deeper Than Derm is to touch on those things, is to build our community, build our connection, learn different holistic approaches, learn from each other on how we can manage our chronic conditions and life, because it's deeper than derm. Most of the time, like different things like stress, anxiety can contribute to our condition. So, tackling those things and just, growing from whatever we're experiencing, that's what the purpose is behind Deeper Than Derm. And it's not just about the diseases, but different things that can contribute to our self-care and our life, which brings us to Ms. JaNay Terry being here. And I'm just so honored to have her as our first guest. So welcome, JaNay.
Thank you for having me. I am happy to be here.
Yeah. So I just want to share like some information about JaNay because I can't even remember how many years I've known you now. But as you know, JaNay Terry, she is a beautiful, first of all, she's a beautiful person, number one. But I just want to give a little, bio about her. JaNay Terry, she is a New Jersey native who has 10 years of experience as a fitness professional. She is the proud owner of Beehavior Fitness, which specializes in group fitness classes for women of all shapes and sizes. And she is a certified personal trainer and women's fitness specialist through the National Academy of Sports Medicine. She is also a group fitness instructor through the Athletics Fitness Association of America. And above all of those things, she is an amazing human being. And I met JaNay when I was going to my step classes at Jersey Strong. And for those of you that have gotten to know me now, you know that I'm a little bit, special, I'll say, but I'm a bit special. But JaNay didn't meet that special person. She met the shy, quiet Aisha who like tried to go. Remember, JaNay? Where would I go?
In the back, my right, for me it was on the back right corner, all the way in the back.
Yeah, I would hide.
Not one time.
I would hide, and you would. I'm a for real Gemini, because for JaNay, did you think that I actually had a voice?
Nope, not at all.
Exactly.
Never heard you talk while we were in the gym.
Right. Never. I was so like, shy and everything, and just I was like, let me go get my spot. And from there, JaNay ended up creating her own business. And, once COVID happened, things changed and she started her own business, and myself and my sister followed her. And we're doing outdoor fitness classes with her. And from there, we collaborated together because my sister and I had started our business, High Vibes Group Fitness, now High Vibes Lifestyle. I see our co-owner, Eileen, is in the building tonight as well. And my sister is here too. So, from there, it's just bloomed into a beautiful friendship. Like, we're family, and I'm just so grateful for you. So I know I shared about you and everything, but if you like to just, talk a little bit more about yourself, just to get the folks knowing a little bit more about you.
Well, so my passion is in group fitness. That's where it originally started. And then I was like, there has to be more that I can do, more one on one. So I come from a background of having social anxiety. So if you would have asked me 14, 15 years ago, would I be in the fitness industry as an instructor, as a personal trainer, I would have said, heck no, there's no way. But the first step was definitely group fitness, being able to teach fitness classes in front of a group of people. And
Mm.
then for me to take it even deeper into personal training, where now I'm interacting one on one, where I'm still struggling with being able to speak to people, um, just from having social anxiety, is a big step. So, you know, I have grown as fitness has not only helped me grow professionally, but personally, um, in my growth. And I would have never thought that I would be personal training. And now it is my life. I love it. It is, I quit my job to do it. So now this is it. This is what God called me to be here for. And so I'm doing it. I've started tapping into senior fitness, which is why I have become more, able to educate people more on different types of arthritis and, all the joint pains. Like I have to work through that on a daily basis, with my clients. So this is a great opportunity to share some great information. I'm glad to be here and I appreciate you for having me.
Oh, thank you so, so much. And I'm glad that you kind of like jumped into talking about like your experience working with, the senior fitness, but also talking about like arthritis. So as you know, I live with psoriatic arthritis. So I wake up and I am like, if I'm not doing a robot, I'm like the Tin Man or Tin Woman. So it's very important for me to move, literally. Because if I don't, then I'm dealing with more issues with my joints. And sometimes, like, my hands will be swollen, my feet will be swollen, but really, and literally, you can hear the cracks in my joints. But for me, personally, and you know this, I began teaching group fitness as well as a way to work through those issues. So I completely like relate and understand like all of everything that you said. Um, but the one thing that, and I can say that like you are such an incredible instructor, and one of my favorite classes that actually really has helped with even my joints is R&B,
Yeah.
which is you know mostly about mobility and flexibility and stretch, almost like yoga. So can you just talk a little bit about different things that people can do, whether they have rheumatoid arthritis or psoriatic arthritis or any other chronic condition that might impact the joints? Can you explain like different activities, exercises, or things that will increase mobility and flexibility that can help with our chronic conditions?
Absolutely. So as far as the exercise piece, I'll talk about the stretching in a little bit. As far as the exercise piece, a lot of people think that they shouldn't be exercising when in reality it's going to help you feel better. You want to stick to light impact things. So you don't want to put too much pressure on your joints, right? So we want to consider walking. We want to consider bicycling. We want to consider aqua aerobics, swimming, things like that. That is going to help, just keep your joints moving. So strong muscles, right? If you have strong muscles, your joints don't have to work as hard. So we encourage strength training. You probably want to do strength training about 2 times a week. If you're going to take that route, we want to walk and be active every single day. As far as stretching that needs to happen every day, especially when you first wake up. Very important. So as like you were saying, that's when it's the worst, right? You're very stiff. So that's where we want to spend at minimum 15 minutes stretching. And so I would love to share some, stretches that will help relieve that, especially in the hands, wrists, ankles, and the feet, because those seem to be the common site, as much as I have researched, the most common sites for psoriatic arthritis.
Mhm.
Is that correct? Or
Yeah, like I could tell you personally, there's times where I can't even like it hurts to type. It hurts to do anything. My hands are swollen, even my wrists, like everything. I deal with issues with that, and my feet get swollen. Like it's a lot of pain, and people don't even so much so in the morning when I'm walking down the stairs. I have to like hold to the sides of the walls and walk slowly because my body is in so much pain, especially in the morning. So because of you, because you're incredible, the things that I've learned from you, like I'll wake up and I have like my floor, my mat, and I'll do some stretches on the floor just to get my body moving. Or sometimes I'll just sit on the edge of the bed and roll my wrists and different things like that. So if you could share different things that folks out there could do to help themselves as well, and like the best practices, that would be awesome.
let's see. I made a little chart here of just some exercises. So for the fingers, let's start with the fingers.
Okay.
Very simple things that you can do. This
Okay.
touching each finger with your thumb, and I want you just to keep going over that, probably about 10 times, right? And that's
Hmm.
going to stretch out those fingers.
Stretching the
Yeah.
fingers.
Um, Also, just putting your palm here, like laying it on a
Hmm.
flat. So let's see if I have, this is a table. We're gonna like, can you see? Can you see me?
I'm
Laying
trying
my
to
hand on a
let me see if I can fix my situation
flat
here.
surface. I can see me, so I'm pretty sure everybody else is able to see me too.
Okay, as long
So
as
if
they can see.
if this is a table, you are gonna put your hand flat on the table. You're just gonna curl your hands up towards your palm, right? And then extend those fingers. Nice big stretch at the end. And then you want to curl again and then extend. So you want to do that again about 10 times. But this is like the easiest. You can just do this wherever. You can still be laying in bed and still work those fingers. All right. As far as the wrist, simple wrist circles, right? Keeping those wrists active. Again, if you're on a table and you have a flat surface, you're gonna lay your hand flat. All you want you to do is flip that hand over. Just keep flipping it. Palm up, palm down, palm up, palm down. Great stretch to make sure your wrists, stay active. Again, we want to keep those joints. We want to be nice to them. We want to keep them moving. What else? Let's see. Let's move on to the ankles. Ankle circles. Point your toes, right? Just draw a circle. Draw a circle with your big toe. The rest of your toes have no choice but to follow. So you're just going to continue to draw circles with your feet, picking up marbles with your toes.
Mm.
So you want to get about 20 marbles and just practice picking them up with your toes. All of that scrunching, oh, it's like WD-40 for for your toes. So yeah, what else could we do? Just simply spreading your toes apart and pulling them together. Just movement.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, nothing. Movement is the best thing for your body. Um,
Now, one other thing that, like, I know that I experience a lot, and a lot of other people experience as well with psoriatic arthritis, is issues with hip pain, tightness of the hips. because of the psoriatic arthritis. Can you talk about like different ways to work through those challenges with the hips and tightness?
Hip circles. So let's see. Oh, I'm doing some demos now. Y'all got me
I got
working.
you work.
I
I
don't know
got
if
you
you can see
working.
my hips, but just simply moving those hips around in a circle. I hear some cracking going on in mine, and taking it back, right? Continuously to practice that. If we want to get into stretching, so that's more of like a movement based.
Mhm.
When it comes to stretching, for the hips, child's pose. I think you love that one. Yes.
That is my favorite. But the child's pose and the cat cow, which, full disclosure, my child laughs at me every time I do it because she thinks I'm trying to do like a twerk on the ground when I'm trying to stretch. So I hope I'm doing the form right. But yes, child's pose is my favorite.
So child's pose. I don't know if I have enough space to show you, but if you simply Google child's pose, it's pretty simple. You're spreading your knees. If you're on a yoga mat, you're going to spread your knees to the outer edges of that yoga mat. And what you're going to try to do is sit your glutes on the heels of your feet, and then you're going to stretch your entire body flat out onto the floor, letting your head fall between your arms and trying to drop your chest down onto the floor. And so where you get the hips to really start to release is you're trying to push your pelvis down towards the floor while you're there. And you're going to feel those hips open up because you're forcing your legs apart. You're also
Mhm.
stretching out the inner thighs. And that can all cause tightness. So all of our muscles are tied together and connected. All those tendons and ligaments, they're all connected. So even though you have tightness in the hips, it could also be coming from somewhere else. And they're just playing tug of war on each other. So it's good to practice mobility and stretching in the entire um, lower half of the body. But
Yeah.
child's pose is a great one. Um, Figure four is another great one. What's the other name for that one? Crap. Can't think of. Pigeon pose.
Oh,
Pigeon pose.
pigeon
Whoa,
pose. Yeah.
pigeon pose. Yeah. So that is where you would sit up nice and tall, right? And in like if you were doing cat and cow, so we call it quadruplex or tabletops, wrist up under your shoulders, knees up under your hips, and you would literally take your right ankle and pull it behind your left wrist and let that your left leg be straight and pushing that pelvis down towards the floor. You're gonna feel a deeper stretch in the entire lower body area, not even just the hips. You're gonna feel it everywhere, and it's an amazing stretch. So you guys can Google pigeon pose as well. That is another one that's really good for your hips.
I absolutely love like all of the suggestions you made. They're all like my favorite because literally it's like for those that might not have experienced whether it's psoriatic arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, whatever, you might be dealing with many people who don't understand like the pain that comes with that. It's difficult. And sometimes people make judgments like, oh, you don't look like you're I promise you, and the more is rough. So I really do try to rely on those different suggestions that you made,
Mm-hmm.
but also it's not just about the fitness per se, but like just thinking holistically, self care. um you know so many factors go into that. We all experience many different things. There's different stressors in life. We might run into issues with anxiety. Can you talk about just different recommendations that you could tie into a fitness program that also involves things that touch on like your emotional self-care, where you can create something that is touching on all of those pieces? Can you talk about that a little bit?
So it's just really nothing in particular movement. It's just moving, period. Honestly, there's no particular exercise or movement that I can tell you. It's just moving, period. You got to get up and you have to be active. And let me tell you, that is the biggest remedy for anxiety. You know, you got to take your brain off of whatever else is going on. You focus on your workout. Oh, it's going to do miracles for you. When you're done, you're going to be, those endorphins are going to kick in, and you're going to be on a whole nother high from something else. And what anxiety?
Mm-hmm.
It's just moving. There's really no particular exercise, stretch. You just got to move, run, walk.
And I think too, some people they get tripped up on like, where to begin. And like you're saying, just movement, just walking. You don't have to have like a full regimen, just doing something to get your body going, because that is part of your self-care. That is part of getting you to where you need to be to work for yourself and your body to just like be able to manage all of the issues that you may be dealing with living with a chronic condition. So, like you said, just movement. What are some of the favorite movements that some of your clients have?
Um, Burpees,
Oh,
they're my favorite.
burpees.
I'm making them like them. I'm making my client love burpees. Now that is a little high impact for what we're talking about. But that is some of my clients' favorites. As far as let's see, what else do people like? I mean, most of my clients really like strength training.
Mm-hmm.
Um, not a lot of them like the cardio piece of it. I will make them do the treadmill or the elliptical, but mainly it's strength training. And you can grab a medicine ball, you can grab some light dumbbells, march in place with dumbbells over your head, as long as you're moving, you know. There's really not any particular exercise. You just got to move some weights around. Move some weights around. I deal with people who love strength training. So as long as they're picking up, something heavy, and it's, making them grunt and groan, they are happy and satisfied. I do want to make a suggestion. I've found that a lot of people who, if you aren't currently into fitness or working out, they don't know where to start, right? And so what I like to say is start where you are.
Mm-hmm.
We want to make goals realistic. So if you've been sitting on a couch because you're in pain, and now you're deciding like, I want to do something about this. I'm going to start moving so I can feel better. You're not going to get up and go walk 5 miles tomorrow. That's just not realistic. We want to focus on having smaller goals. So maybe you take a lap or two around the block, and then we work our way up to something more, because what happens is people set these real unrealistic goals, and then when they don't hit them, they feel like they failed, and then they completely stop. And so that's what we don't want to happen. So yes, start small. Get yourself a fitness tracker. It helps if you have a goal. So if you have a fitness tracker, you have a Fitbit, Apple Watch, set a goal for yourself. Maybe you have a goal to do 10,000 steps in a day. That's good. So now we have something to track our progress. Because if you just say, I'm just going to start walking more, what does that mean? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's nice to see that you've hit that goal. So pick goals for yourself. Get a fitness tracker. There are plenty of walking apps, cycling apps where it tracks, your progress. Yeah, just get those fitness trackers and set yourself small goals. Even if it's, I want to, lift weights for 10 minutes today. Do it.
I upgraded as you see now I have a
Oh,
Samsung
look
watch.
at you,
You know, I
fancy.
know I'm fancy now. I used to have a Fitbit. I listen. I don't know if any. I was addicted to Fitbit. I'm not gonna lie. I love the Fitbit community, but my Fitbit tracker did not trackers because I had multiple trackers because I had to
Hmm.
purchase new ones. Yeah, so I definitely agree. Doing anything in community will absolutely help you and encourage you to do more. So, um, and the tracker, just seeing your progress absolutely helps a ton. So
Right.
I do have a question for you though. What do you suggest for those who are living with any types of arthritis and like as a fitness professional, like after you're doing your workout, are there what are there suggestions to like different things you can do, whether it's like a bath and Epsom salt to help like with any like strain or anything that you might experience or soreness or tightness? Is there anything that can help with those little things that you experience after? Because a lot of people, they might start something and then they might experience pain and they might not want to push through the next time. So is there any suggestions that you can give to help like get the body recovering?
Absolutely. So, of course, we're going to stretch. We all always stretch after your workouts. We know that, right? Yes. All
Yes.
right. So, baths, warm baths, great. You want to put some Epsom salt in there. Big plus. Go get a massage. Treat
Ooh.
yourself to a massage.